Good morning, everybody. Wow, what a great start, right? Happy Veterans Day, everyone. It's November 11th, 2024. Great to be with all of you today. Anybody remember when that Star Spangled Banner by Whitney Houston was sung? You have to go back quite a few years. 1991, Super Bowl 25, Giants versus the Bills. It was a classic game. It was amazing. That was the one where the Giants had the lead 20-19, and the Bills kicker Scott Norwood, wide right, I think it was, maybe wide left, I think it was wide right, and he missed the field goal to win the game for the Bills. And ever since the Bills have lost 3 more Super Bowls, maybe this will be the year that they crack the glass to the ceiling. Chiefs are in the way, obviously. So just a little football, a little trivia for you. Hopefully get you a little bit inspired with that nice Star Spangled Banner again for Veterans Day. So let's talk about the markets here. Boy, it was quite a week last week, wasn't it? We had the election results are in, and Donald Trump is going to be the new president in January. Pretty much a clean sweep for the Republicans in the Senate as they took control over that, and they're probably going to retain control over the House. So it'll be a Republican policy bonanza over at least the next couple of years until 2026, and we see if midterms do change anything. But what I've found interesting, and I've written an article about this, is the influence of the crypto crowd on this election. And it's the first time we've really seen influence by crypto, Bitcoin, into the election. And they threw a lot of money into Donald Trump, who was really supportive of the crypto environment, and suggesting that a lot of the money that was spent there was trying to influence other voters to get in here. And certainly, as you know, a lot of young investors and traders are into crypto, and no surprise that Kamala Harris underperformed in that demographic. So across the board. So a lot of young people heard the message from Donald Trump saying, yeah, he likes crypto, he likes Bitcoin, when he's going to maybe put in some policies to help support it. And bingo, that was the right language. That was the right thing to say to get some of those young voters on board. We see Bitcoin overnight hit 81,000, new all-time high, probably looking to make a run towards 100,000 on the Bitcoin by the end of the year. Names, if you can see over here on the bottom left-hand side, or top left-hand side, MicroStrategy up 25, Coinbase, which is up about 75% in about a week or so, up huge. A whole bunch of other names here, Mara, MSTX, all these names that are related to crypto are all gapping higher and exploding up, and have been for about 4 or 5 days. So I guess the bottom line here is this: is that we've been inundated for the past 7-8 months with polls. These organizations gathering a lot of data, people answering questions from them about who they're going to vote for and why, and demographics and so forth. And all these things are just not believable. The final poll came last Tuesday, right? And the influence of dollars and money, and again, this new influential group from crypto makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And these are things that people pay attention to and listen to, the real voters. They're not paying attention to the polls. That's for entertainment purposes, right? They're paying attention to where the money is flowing and the message that's being sent, the real message, right? So, we'll see what happens over the next few years. Certainly, if this last week or so of trading in the stock market is any indication, it could be really good, right? But we don't know. There's going to be some bumps along the road. In the first Trump administration, when he won in 2016, markets initially went up, and then they went up every single month in the first year, 2017, and then chaos the next couple of years, and then we had COVID in 2020. So, hopefully it's a little bit of a different path, but if you're bullish, you're hoping that it follows the same, at least the same playbook at the beginning of the administration as it did in 2016 election. So Tesla's flying today, 342, still off of an all-time high, still below an all-time high, making its way up there. Of course, Elon Musk also had big influence in this election as well too. So he's seeing some benefit from that. As far as the markets are concerned, it was a pretty good week last week of earnings. We had some good data as well too. Economic data. We'll have some very important pieces of information coming out this week. We have the CPI. This is the Consumer Price Index from October, and the PPI as well too, along with retail sales at the end of the week. So these three data points are things that the Federal Reserve is going to be paying very close attention. Now, speaking of the Federal Reserve, they had a meeting last week and they decided to cut interest rates one more time. Second time they've done that, this time only 25 basis points, which is different than what they did in September, which was 50 basis points. Now, the market is looking for another rate cut in December. With the next meeting about the middle of December, it's been about 4.5 weeks, which at this meeting, the committee members will have their projections for next year and the year after for inflation, unemployment, the Fed funds, and GDP or growth of the economy. So all four of those variables there. So they'll have updated projections for all of that. It's very likely that they're going to wait for the data, as they've been saying, and see how things go. They're going to have a couple of pieces of information again this week, and later on this week they'll have a jobs report at the beginning of December before they make a decision on interest rates again. The market again is looking for another cut in December. I think the Fed is going to be a little bit more reticent this time around. In about 2 more weeks, we'll get a reading from the Fed meeting minutes, and we'll hear what they will be able to read and understand what they were discussing during that meeting. So all that stuff is very important, but we have to wait for that to kick in. Now, today the bond market is closed in observance of Veterans Day holiday. It'll be back open tomorrow. Overnight, we did see some good rallying in Europe and also in Hong Kong and Shanghai were up as well too. Earnings this week. So we have some interesting earnings names coming out this week. We have Dow names, Home Depot tomorrow morning, and then Cisco will be out Wednesday afternoon. Cisco's chart looks pretty good. Let's take a look at it and see what we have over here. So Cisco chart, okay. Far cry from where it was back at the all-time highs and back in the late 90s, but still making a run up there. Had a big, huge gap up and held that gap up. The stock could make a run up through $60, $62 over the next couple of weeks. This is at a 25-year high. It hasn't been this high since 1999, 2000. So higher highs, higher lows. What's not to like about this chart, right? Higher highs, higher lows. Good volume trends as well too. Home Depot, on the other hand, not looking great. It's starting to improve a little bit, though. Had a nice run in September and early October, fell hard, and now it's above the 20-day moving average. So I would like to see another close above that 20-day moving average, maybe even a higher high and higher low today, and then maybe might get in on a little bit of this stock later on. Of course, retail sales coming out later this week will also give us another indication of how things are going with names like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, Target, and so forth. So the other names that I have on my radar screen this week include Shopify. My good friend Ken Shreve over at Investors Business Daily is looking at this one this week. This was his pick of the week for earnings, and had a great day on Thursday, followed through on Friday. So this thing, if the market responds nicely, it's always kind of a wild card. This thing could gap up huge, or it can gap down just the same. You can see what happened here back in August. It was heading down and gapped down huge and bounced right back in May. Same thing. Look at that huge gap down on disappointment here. So this is the season for a name like Shopify, which is an e-commerce name, much like Amazon. People shop using the keys from Shopify, and I do as well too. So we'll see what their earnings look like. We'll also hear from Spotify, which actually has a good looking chart over here. It is a little bit overbought, but that doesn't seem to stop this stock when the earnings come out. Look what happened over here. We were actually a little bit oversold here and gapped up, came back down, tested that 100-day moving average a couple of times. That's the problem over here. We're so far stretched above this 100-day moving average, which seems to be an area where Shopify likes to come back and test it. So does that mean it's going to drop down $50 to that 100-day moving average? It could be, right? It is a little bit overbought over here. I'm probably going to pass on this one. If there's an opportunity after the earnings come out, I might be able to jump on something as well. So another couple of names that I'm looking at here include New Holdings, NU. Good looking chart over here. They have earnings coming out later on this week. Also, CAVA, which is pretty overextended. But again, this is a stock that has had really good earnings the last couple of quarters. It really had great earnings in August. We were on this name in August and got off of it, and it's been pulling out on really strong turnover above the resistance level. Pulling above that resistance level is an important aspect here. And if it follows through today, that could be good confirmation. So I'm also looking at a name like CYBR. Now, Fortinet was one of its competitors that came out with really strong earnings last week and had a great day on Friday. So this one is on my radar screen as well too. CyberArk, CYBR, a lot of other names in the cyberspace group like Palo Alto Networks rose up sharply last week. You can see that one, and it followed through on Friday. It rose up on Wednesday, followed through Friday. But I do like CyberArk for a good move after earnings over here. Let's see what else is I looking at here. It's a name I haven't really played this much. Is QFIN. So Kifu Technology, QIFN, right? No. QFIN. Sorry, QFIN. 360 Finance. They have earnings coming out later on this week. And again, this is another one that Chinese name. Not too sure about this one, but it did have a nice move up here. One stock that we did do well with on Friday that looks to be following through today's AAOI, Applied Optical Electronics. Look at that huge bar it had on Friday. Follow through today, higher high, higher low on this name, and I think the stock's got some room to go into the 40s. Upstart was also another one that had a big day on Friday. I talked about this one in the chat room a couple of months ago, back in August. It looks like it had some really good, strong squeeze potential over here. I just didn't know when it was going to happen, but it happened certainly on Friday, and it was moving up here, pulled back down, but it did have a nice series of higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher lows is our textbook definition of an uptrend. So that's been the case here for Upstart. Bill.com is another one that we were on last week, and took profits on that thing. That thing I think was about 170% gainer in our swing trader service. I think it's going to be it. We have applied materials later on this week. Don't like the chart very much, and the analytics are very pretty poor. Disney is improving. Looks like they're going to have good, strong earnings growth, but I'm not too sure about it. Alibaba and JD.com are out later on this week. Look, the chart's terrible on Alibaba here. JD, not much better. So I'm going to be from Missouri. I'm going to let it prove itself. I'm going to wait and see. Right? That's what people from Missouri, they like to wait and see. So let's see what the charts do. Let's see what the stocks do after they report their earnings, and then there might be some opportunity to get in there. GLNG is another name that's reporting earnings this week. I've got on my radar screen. This is natural gas. LNG has been a name that has done pretty well for us. I know Leanne was in this one, and look, this stock has just taken off. Cheniere Energy for the last 5 days, but from 187 up to 205, almost a $20 move in Cheniere. So I'm looking at Golar, which is GLNG. post, which is also natural gas, which is I'm looking for this one to also make a move higher, a bit cheaper of a stock. So I think it's going to be it, everyone. Have a great day. I appreciate everyone all spending a little bit of time with me today. We'll be back on Thursday at our regularly scheduled time at about 8:30. We'll have we'll have some inflation reports. Actually, for Thursday, we're probably going to be coming up about 8:45 on the daily bites, so I can sift through the data and get it ready and prepared for all of you guys to analyze. All right, and again, have a great trading day. If you're in the chat room, I'll see you there a little bit later on today. But if not, I'll see you out on everybody else out on social media, posting a little bit more stuff out on Twitter these days and on Stock Twits. So keep those on your radar screen. I'll be having some good, interesting posts there for all of you. Just a little bit of a heads up, we have a really great sale coming up for Black Friday on the services. Swing traders up 38% this year. Spread traders up about 20% this year. We have this amazing chat room that you just cannot believe how great it is. The people in the room are just amazing, and we have we've rounded up the best traders around, and they all contribute in the room every single day. So I hope you guys get a chance to join us over there. Go to explosiveoptions.net to sign up. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you guys all on Thursday. And again, happy Veterans Day. Thank you all for your service. Take care. Bye.